Thanks, Ken. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What an eagerly anticipated Dafabet Masters quarter-final we have here. There is no doubt Ali Pali is the hottest ticket in town this afternoon. So prepare for Friday's fireworks to fly. Please welcome a player who came through a 6-5 thriller against Barry Hawkins on Wednesday night for his first Masters win, twice a ranking event winner in China, and a superb run to the World Championship semi-finals last season. He's the pride of Chester. Here comes Ricky Walden.
He won the toss, but he's going to break, I think.
And his opponent, a player who first raised this trophy back in 1995. He looked ominously good in his 6-1 win over Robert Milkins on Tuesday night. He is the most naturally gifted player ever to grace the modern game. He's the reigning world champion. Blink and you'll miss him. The Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Very good afternoon, Jason. And a very good afternoon
All the
to
cameras
everyone
and the phones away
watching.
now, please. The first frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
So Ronnie gets this first frame underway. And what a fascinating tussle this will be. Will Ricky be able to cope with this large Ali Pali crowd? A very, very talented snooker player. Look at that for a crowd.
Yes, and one thing he'll definitely be trying to do is get a good start. You play against the Rocket in an atmosphere like this. And look at that wonderful auditorium. Try and put a bit of pressure on him straight away. Let him know you're here today to play. He's certainly got the capabilities. He's a heavy scorer. All about having a good start for me.
Well, what a start this is from Ronnie. Didn't hit that very hard, and he held for the black. He couldn't screw it back, otherwise he would have covered it. But
Ronnie
after the
O'Sullivan
superb red, took his eye off the black there. He was concentrating on the cue ball. So an early chance for Ricky.
One.
Ricky's what we call a very busy player. He walks around the table, chalks his cue more than any other player.
Eight.
He's got a couple of little mannerisms like that. But great to watch when he's in
Nine.
the balls. He really is. A little bit nervous, dropped the chalk there. One of the nicest lads you could ever wish to meet, Ricky. Back living in Chester, where he was born. He moved to Begilt, which is on the way to Prestatyn from
16.
Queensferry on the Coast Road. And lots of players will remember that
17.
road, John, and we all used to go to Pontins for the Festival of Snooker after the World Championship. It was held there for many years.
Yes, the last few years I used to see that sign quite regularly at the qualifiers. That's where they held them, so
24.
know the road very well. Not always been a happy one, I have to say.
Not the best angle on the black. He needed a little more angle to be able to go into the reds. Can't do that now. Have to play for the loose one.
Yeah, good news if he could get on the blue. And that pack would be pretty nice to go into. Pink full in the face. I'm sure he screwed that back far enough there. Could have done with a little bit more on the cue ball just to widen the angle for the blue. Maybe he can just punch it in slightly, but makes the pot a bit more difficult. Well controlled. There's the angle.
33.
Yep, key shot. Full ball on the pink. He's just coming around to make sure there's no possible plants. You know, no point in just getting down, hitting the pink and knocking a plant in. So he's had a look at that.
Yeah, the two reds directly behind the pink. He had a little look to see if they'd squeeze into a plant. He doesn't think they will. Or maybe he thought they did. That's why he didn't hit it as hard.
Yeah, once you hit that pink half
38.
ball, the odds are you're going to run out of position, and that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah, it's a funny shot that, Dennis, and you really got to sort of play it hard to get the work on the cue ball to get the pink full. And he tried to guard against hitting it that hard and consequently lost the cue ball there.
Ricky Walden, 38.
It's not a bad start from Ricky, but he would have been after a few more there to punish that mistake by Ronnie. It's amazing they've only played each other twice. And Ricky turned professional in 2000.
Yeah, it's funny how the draws come out sometimes, isn't it? I've played players 5 or 6 times in one season, and yeah, to only have met twice over that period of time. Pretty strange.
One.
Good pot, but not a favourable kiss on the brown. So just the snooker available.
Ricky Walden, 1.
May have to play the 2 cushion escape here to glance off the reds. I think that's what he's looking at. Oh, he's just going to nestle into the bunch. It's not bad.
Yeah, I don't think there's any great value taking the red that's closest to the black there, unless he thinks he can get a good safety off it as well. It's pretty thin to clip that in.
Yeah, Ronnie spotted that straight away. He's got such a quick brain as Ronnie. That's why he didn't play the 2 cushion and try and get back up the table. He knew this wooden pot. But this looks good. It looks very good. Oh, not quite.
Yeah, this might actually be a shot to nothing. 2 reds on the right-hand side. The bottom one he'll play, it might clip in this. Yeah. Great shot.
1.
Not only a great pot, but he's dropped on the brown. Well, picked out there. Now we find out what sort of form Ronnie's in this afternoon. It's a decent chance, this.
5. 6.
Loose red, but he may just open them up here. Didn't have to hit them too hard. That's finished okay.
11.
Yeah, got a choice of a couple of reds, but no problem with this one. Little screw shot, perfect for the black. And this is a wonderful chance.
12.
First red really was top class.
$19. 20. 27. 28.
'Just come up a little bit short, so
33.
he's going to have to use the other red here.
Yeah, it might just be a little bit of a thick contact if he plays the run through. Yeah, it was thick, but he forced his way through. Played that
34.
And already, Dennis, I think it's fair to say both players looking pretty good stroke. And he's taken these lovely. Okay, Ricky just lost the cue ball, but he actually hit the ball beautifully in that early break. So it's set up for a nice game, this.
41.
Yeah, against Ronnie, if you do get a chance, you've got to try and clinch the frame, because you're not going to get many chances. Look at that
42.
shot control there with his left hand.
$49. 50.
Playing up for a ball color because it's so much easier to regain position. And he's cueing the ball beautifully at the moment. He really is. Just makes
52.
it look so easy.
Yes, he's not done a lot wrong here, Ricky Walden.
54.
Wonderful opening red from O'Sullivan, just a clip in the corner, position on the brown, and the rest has been textbook. Kick that green.
57.
Not the best time to get a heavy contact. That was a bit unlucky there. You could see the green jump. And he's quite close to the brown. It's a delicate little cut back, this. He only needs this brown.
$61. $66.
Just under 12 minutes for this. Like to see a little bit more of this type of snooker. Both players
Ronnie
doing well.
O'Sullivan.
Ricky Walden made a break of 38, ran slightly out of position, and then after that he never got a shot. Ronnie O'Sullivan cleared up with a 79, and he leads 1-0. Ricky's turn to break off. Obviously important to
Second
get a
frame. Ricky Walden to break.
good break-off shot in the form that Ronnie's showed there. And that's a bit thin. That's careless. Okay, he's got away with it. But had the white have stayed in the middle of the table, it left a chance there.
You know, all the time we've watched, I don't think I've ever seen anyone hit the blue and finish that tight near the ball cushion after hitting the blue.
Just can get past the pink. It's just a little bit of the red sticking out to the right of the pink.
Yeah, Ricky couldn't bring the cue ball back over to the left-hand side, but where the blue and yellow are positioned, if you can get the cue ball over that side, you're going to block off at least half of the table because the pink is covering the red. So if you're trying to get the swing the cue ball round there straight away, beautiful shot.
Doesn't look to be an escape route, so he might have to come off the side cushion and nestle on that red to the right. Not a lot else available to him, so it's a delicate little shot just to land on the red. It looks good. Well, got the double kiss there, but I think he's okay.
Yeah, he did pretty well there just to extricate himself from that position. He was in a bit of trouble, so that's all he could do, contain in safety. Once again, Ronnie trying to keep the pressure on. Red on the right hand side, it's on its own, the one Ricky's going to play off here. If you try and play this on the thin side and you hit the jaws, you can leave the cue ball down here. So well negotiated, and of course he's cut the path off there to the right hand side.
Looks looks as if this frame's going to be totally the opposite to the opening frame. It was just 2 visits, break of 38 and then 79, but the balls have gone a little awkward here. Well, that's freed the pink, and he just caught that a bit too thick.
Yeah, type of shot you can do that, isn't it? Put the swerve on the ball, bring the angle, widen the angle, unfortunately push the white out and catch it thick. And well, I think there's a path back for Ronnie playing this red. Oh, it's changed now. Should be able to punch this through the gap and round, but he's not happy with it.
Yeah, usually the first shot that you see when you come to the table is the correct shot, and he's back at that shot again.
One.
It was so tough. He knew that gap wasn't there, really, didn't he?
Yeah, it wasn't avoiding the first red, was it? It was the one he hit on the top cushion was the problem.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
Wow, what a pot, but more importantly, what a cannon to finish nicely on pink or black. But it was a great pot, but a nice little bit of good fortune there.
There's plenty of people in the audience today fascinated by this. Jimmy White there in the middle, Andy Goldstein from the radio, and on the right, football fans, Don Hutchison used to play for Liverpool, Everton, Sunderland, West Ham.
9.
The 3 of them all enjoying the day out, Dennis.
Yeah, 2 good teams there you mentioned, John. John, a huge Everton supporter. They're doing very well at the moment. Nice to see both teams from
16.
Merseyside doing well.
17.
I mean, it looked very awkward, didn't it, the table, but all of a sudden it's opened right up. And of course there's Damien Hirst, a renowned artist, big friends with Ronnie. He's been here for his last match as well, loves his snooker.
Yes, very much one artist to another, isn't it?
25.
That's what this boy is on the table.
Well, he's the only player I'd use the word genius about, that's for sure. And I said at the top of the show in the little piece that we did that I thought Ronnie had overtaken the great Stephen Hendry, who was sitting in the studio. I never thought anybody would be better than Stephen, but in my personal opinion, what Ronnie did to come back after not playing for a year and win the World Championship was out of this world. And as I say, it's only
29.
a personal opinion. Mind, I never thought anybody would be better than the great Steve Davis, but Stephen Hendry took that mantle, and will anybody ever be better than this man?
I'll tell you what, he'll need to be good.
37.
Not only, of course, how good he
38.
is
Can you put those phones
right-handed,
and cameras
Dennis,
away, please?
to be so ambidextrous, make century breaks like he can left-handed is truly frightening.
Mind you, Stephen Hendry brought a video on his phone back from China, which was unbelievable. A 3-year-old on a chair at the table, lining the balls up in the middle of the table in front of the press and TV
45.
cameras, 3 years of age, potted them all. Not only potted them, one right hand, one left hand, kept switching hands. Never seen anything like it.
Meanwhile, going about his business here beautifully.
53.
Just scores so quickly. Cue ball just seems to be
54.
on a string. The scoreboard just changes so quickly.
$60. $61.
It didn't look on a break at the start of this. The balls were very awkward. I thought it was going to be an opposite frame to the opening frame, but it's turning out that he's winning it with one visit.
Yeah, I said at the top of the show, talking to Ken, that, you know, I thought Ricky Walden needed a good start in this match, but it was also interesting to see what Ronnie would start like. He's 1 or 2 games since the UK. Certainly early rounds of that, he didn't start anything like this. Threw a few lifelines to his opponents, but he's right on it today, that's for sure. This is very impressive.
74. $75.
Just another flip in with the left hand there. Nothing to it, really. Brilliant.
$81. 82.
It's going to be tough to make a century the way the balls are sitting, but you wouldn't put it past Ronnie.
$88.
No, he's caught the near jaw. I don't think it'll drop.
Ronnie
It
O'Sullivan,
hasn't.
88.
But
And
that
the frame.
is so impressive again. He only needed one chance. The balls looked as if they were all safe, but he made that fabulous 88 break, and he now leads 2-0.
Thank you. The third frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
I'm not having Ken Doherty'd pay for anything, to be honest with you. Ken would pay to come in and see Ronnie. You see Ken paying, Dennis?
Ken still got his first communion money. Needs quite a thin contact here. Oh, not that thin.
Foul. And a miss. Ronnie
I
O'Sullivan.
don't think he's
40.
left anything. The last thing he wanted to do was catch the red thick. So he should be able to just make an adjustment here. Just got to be careful this red that he's playing, he doesn't flick it across towards the opposite corner pocket.
Yeah, it's got a danger written all over it, this one, if you don't get it thin. Thick contact, hit the jaws. Tough shot.
A little bit pacey, which means there's a straightforward safety for Ronnie. He'll get the white closer to the cushion, I would feel. That might come up behind the yellow, not that he intended it to. Well, that's a bonus. You're looking to get as close to the cushion as possible.
Yeah, Stephen mentioned before when we were back in the studio about Ronnie's long game looking good. When his tactical game goes on top of that as well, you get less and less chances. And as I say, he's had 79 and 88, so he's scoring. Then his long game gets good, and then you end up in all sorts of tactical battles he's going to win as well. So it's a pretty lethal combination.
Foul and a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan 6.
Not only the miss, he's left the red now, so that was a bit of a careless one from Ricky. The last thing he wanted to do was leave this red. A misjudgment there.
One.
Very awkward though. The pink tied up, the black hampered also. But we've seen in the previous frame, the balls were all awkward, and he still managed to make a break of 88.
Six.
This must just pass the black and other red. Yeah, plenty of room.
7.
Yeah, a little bit betwixt and between with his positional play there. Not quite good on the blue. So it's the yellow for the loose red by the black, but has he overscrewed that?
9.
Slightly, but tough shot this. He takes it on. A bit tricky.
A bit tricky, but didn't he make it look so easy? He knew he was canning those reds, but the fact he was heading up the table with the cue ball, he was always going to have a good chance of dropping on one of those colors. And amazing. Straight away, he's got the balls
13.
in a good position. Funny enough,
14.
both players were out after that last frame for nearly 5 minutes. That's unusual in between frames, but whether Ricky just wanted to try and settle himself down.
Wow, nearly missed that
19.
one. Just about fell in like a drunken sailor.
Yeah, there was a bit of a problem with one of the badges that Ronnie has, and it had to be restitched, so that's why we had a 5-minute break. But look at that shot there, he hardly hit that, and look where the whites finished
20.
up.
Yeah, also played it in a way that if he'd overscrewed for blue, he knew he was going to be on one of the balk colours and back down into the scoring zone. Well, if that bottom red goes, what a
24.
shot that is. And it does.
Well,
I don't know how many he's going to knock in here. Ricky, well, he can't do anything about this whatsoever. He can just sit there and admire what's happening out there.
.32.
Well, this is quite tight, just enough room there.
33.
It's just like a virtuoso at the minute. It really is that good. The touch, positional
40.
play. Can't hit it any better
41.
than this. It's absolutely wonderful to watch.
Yeah, I think it was up in Blackburn when I moved over there way back in the 60s, mid-60s.
48.
Someone said he's playing like a symphony orchestra.
49.
I mean, just look at the scoreboard, how quick it changes. You know, you're already 66 behind in no time. So difficult to play against.
56. 57. 64. 65.
We've only been going just over half an hour.
.72.
Once again, another frame won and one contribution. Tremendous stuff.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Well, no century break again, but it only needed one visit. And Ronnie O'Sullivan, for the break of 72, he goes 3-0 into the lead in just over half an hour. Well, as I say, Ricky's doing precious little wrong. Just one mistake there. And just trying to escape from the snooker. Didn't get enough side on it. He was trying to hit the red just this side of the pink. Didn't get enough side, landed on the pink, and well, as he walked away there, Ricky, he knew that he left a golden opportunity.
Yeah, and then Ronnie steps in with this opening red. Perfect position on the blue, and the rest was history. 72 points. And another frame goes west.
Right, Ricky's got to try and get this one. It's if he can get a chance, he needs this. He needs to go to the interval. 3-1, 4-0. It wouldn't be a happy interval. That's the
Take your
beautiful
seats
trophy
quickly,
they're
please.
playing for there. That Waterford crystal triangle.
Frame 4. Ricky Walden to break.
Better break off this time with regards to the pace of the cue ball. Oh, I'm not having that one. He couldn't pot that. He swerved that. That's an amazing shot. Watch this here. He swerved around the brown. Well, he holds his hand up to apologize, I thought.
Well, they say things happen for you when you're playing well, and boy is he playing well. Yeah, he did put his hand up to say sorry about that one, but he won't be sorry if he follows it with 80.
Yeah, no matter how good you are, you can't pull a shot like that off. He pulled it off, but he held his hand up to acknowledge it was a bit of good luck.
No.
And already 4 reds available for Ronnie after this, before he has to move the pack.
$16. $17. $24. $25. $30. $31.
On the angles, bottom red. Once again, beautifully played.
35. $36.
Not the best of a bunch to go into. You'd probably stun it rather than screw it. Well, he did screw it this time, and I don't think he's on a red. He usually plays that shot so well.
43.
Does this red go past the other into the middle? Surely not.
$44.
Can he make the potting angle on the pink?
It's just phenomenal. There really is no other word.
Not only to pot the red, but to leave the pink. It was so tight to get on the pink.
50.
Oh, Ricky just can't believe what's going on here. Well, he can believe it, he's watching it, but
$51.
Now, folks, you're watching
56.
the best player that ever lived playing at his best, and it's a treat.
57.
just a bit of a distraction there. Spotted something on the cue ball. Maybe just where he's going to strike it. Paul Collier, well, he's got to be on his toes today, the way Ronnie's playing. And it's an art refereeing when you've got someone as quick as Ronnie. But Paul, one of the
64.
game's top referees. You've got to get out of the way as
65.
well. Well, we've had everything, only a century break.
72. 173.
Just flick that out there, trying to get on the pink, but the black will do. I mean, he's already the tournament favourite, but if he plays like this, who's going to beat him? It really is that good.
81.
I think the only one that can beat Ronnie O'Sullivan this week is Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Yeah, sometimes
86.
his game isn't as good as it can be, but when he's like this, it really
87.
is something very, very special. 79 in the first, 88 in the second, 72 in the third, and these to come. Already on 93. This has been just
93.
wonderful.
He's made 28 centuries this
94.
season so far. And that is Ronnie O'Sullivan's, believe it or not, 724th century break. Yes, I just said there's 724 century breaks. He's now only a matter of 30
107.
centuries behind the great Stephen Hendry's record.
109.
Yes, and whatever people have paid today for the
112.
tickets, they're getting great value for money, because this is very special.
116.
That
121.
That was the 14th century we had in this year's Masters, and a little exhibition shot to finish it all off. This looks perfect.
127.
Absolutely perfect. Well, you have just witnessed an unbelievable session of snooker. The crowd erupts here at the Ali Pali, and Ronnie O'Sullivan, with 4 frame-winning breaks, including that clearance of 131, leads 4 frames to 0. How do you handle that?
Okay, the camera's away now,
Not
please.
anymore, Jason.
Frame 5. Ronnie O'Sullivan to
I
break.
don't think JP's a tweeter. Oh, not the best break off. He's in the pocket. Oh, well, it's now a good break off shot. Well, can you get your breath?
Goodness me, even when he plays a poor shot, jaws and goes straight on the bottom rail.
Where you're trying to get the white from the break off is behind the green tight on the cushion. And have a look how he got there. Well, I just popped my head into the practice arena, and Ricky Walden was there with his manager, Lee Gorton, practicing away right up until walking up back into the arena. Doesn't want to slip past this. That's okay. Any more pace and you would have left this red on.
just a great buzz in the auditorium today. We were in the lounge there, Dennis, weren't we? And everybody's coming in. Wonderful crowd there. Alexandra Palace. They're all coming in the lounge and saying how well Ronnie had played, and everyone just amazed about his talent.
But as Stephen Hendry mentioned in the studio there, the only chance that Ricky has is if the interval might just change things around, and sometimes it does. We've seen it happen in plenty of the matches here this week where a player's been dominant before the interval.
One.
Not easy to get nicely onto a red. I think if he screws the blue in and comes back, I think he should be okay, but he can get through to the brown also. That will maybe get him back up the table a little bit easier than that straight blue you're looking at. That's just about perfect.
5.
Yes, lovely clean pot that was round the angles again. And
6.
pot in 97%. So far, must just be the black he missed in the first frame. Must be the only one. Everything else has been straight in the middle of the pocket.
That was a strange little stat for Ricky Walden. 100% pot success rate. He's potted 11 balls out of 11, Ricky, and that was in the opening frame when he made the break of 38. Since then, he hasn't had a shot at anything. He hasn't scored in the last 3 frames. And who's to say as to whether he'll score in this
17.
frame, the way that has finished?
Yes, if that was Ricky Walden,
18.
this is looking serious.
Black only available into one pocket at the moment.
25.
That doesn't seem to be the perfect angle on the red. Let's have a look. Yeah, he can maneuver the cue ball somewhat. But not straightforward.
Yeah, just gone a little awkward this, hasn't it? Just getting that cue ball out of the area. The reds are all sort of close in. He's just decided to flick past and play
26.
the pink in the middle instead. And of course the back red will pot.
Yeah, in a couple of shots time, if you can get on that red that's to the left of the black, it will clear things.
32. $33.
Doesn't necessarily have to play for that red that I mentioned, but there's enough reds available here to clinch the frame, the
38.
way they're sitting.
39.
And there's a delicate little shot to get on that red that was hampering the black to one pocket. And it's looking pretty ominous again here, JP.
46. $47.
Yes, this is the best performance I've seen for a long, long time from
54.
anybody. It really is that good. The touch,
55.
the finesse, positional play. Simply can't hit the ball better than this.
$62. $63. $70.
Frame already over in a matter of
71.
5.5
Thank you.
minutes.
$77.
Double. No double, but
77
once again,
on the frame,
Ronnie
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
O'Sullivan, he's come out after the mid-session interval. He only needed one more chance, and it's another frame on the board. That break of 77 gives him a 5-0 lead.
Thank you. Frame 6. Ricky Walden to break.
Yes, Jason, it was terrific. He got a brilliant reception from the crowd before he broke off, and then, well, what does Ronnie do? He knocks in a long red, gets himself on the black, and off we go again. But they're terrific. They have been terrific all week here at the Ali Pali. They've been fair to every player. If they produce the goods, they're getting the reception from this super crowd. And let's be fair, we need crowds like this at the game. It's great to see.
Yeah, and they're certainly being treated to something very, very special this afternoon. This really is snooker from the gods.
16. $17.
Already this looks ominous. It really does.
24.
Well, the fact that he screwed back for the black
25.
tells you something. I wonder, is he after another record that the gentleman in the studio holds? Stephen Hendry has 11 maximum breaks,
32.
as Ronnie O'Sullivan has
33.
no special prize for a maximum here, just the high break prize, which carries £10,000. So
40.
the red nicely on the black. And
41.
well, it's not nicely on the black to go into them here, but he's got the one loose red that he's coming around to see if he could leave himself on that. It's not possible, surely he couldn't finish with a maximum break.
$48.
Oh, he's gone too
49.
far. He still might be able to clip it in and catch the edge of the bunch.
Well, it's a tricky shot, this, but if it goes in, there will be a big chance because these reds will get splattered. Oh, how's he look? Can he get past that red for the green pocket?
56.
I think he can, John.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 56.
Well, it was a great effort. Just ran slightly out of position there, but the frame is not safe just yet. Come on, Ricky. Ricky only knows too well that one more mistake and that's the end of this year's Masters for him.
Touching more.
Yeah, been said before this afternoon, but worth repeating. Ricky Walden is a seriously good player and he's just run into something very special this afternoon. Not a lot he could do in most of the frames. Just been long reds potted by Ronnie and then it's been all over in one visit. It can happen at this game, Dennis. It's not like golf. You don't have your, someone makes a birdie, you can make a birdie with your ball. When the cue ball's not in your hand, you're in trouble when you're playing someone as good as O'Sullivan with it.
Yeah, I don't think Ricky is going to be too disappointed. Okay. If he gets whitewashed 6-0, he still can't be disappointed because he's done nothing wrong. He's got in the first frame, he made a 38. The pack didn't open nicely for him, and that's it. He hasn't had another chance, really.
It's just all departments as well with Ronnie at the moment. Long game's good. Safety's good. There's pressure on everything every time you come to table. No, you're just getting so little opportunity that you just can't get any rhythm yourself. No flow in your game.
Just tying his laces there, Ricky. But being very disciplined there, Ronnie. He could have taken that red on. 5-0 in front, 56-0 in front, but he's played the correct shot. Okay, the cannon on the brown has spoiled it somewhat, but whichever pot Ricky takes on, he's looked at both reds there. You'd feel he'd have to get it. Might play it while he's playing the safety shot. And it's not a good one. That could be Ricky's last shot in this year's Masters.
Yeah, just only good news, I suppose, is that red went next to the pink, unless it pots. If that pink pots in there, that could be the end. And obviously after that shot, it does.
1. Seven. Eight.
It's going to be very interesting to hear Ronnie's interview. I hope he doesn't go through and say, well, I didn't play it too badly today. You know, I was struggling a little bit. And
10.
But he's the sort of character, Ronnie, he may not get too excited. But I'll tell you what, I've watched snooker for many, many years. I've seen Ronnie do unbelievable things on the table, but this
15.
is up there with his best performance, you'd have to say. You just cannot play
16.
any better than this, John.
No, it's been a virtuoso exhibition. That good. And Ricky Walden, well, you can't be too disappointed. You just didn't get a shot.
23. 24.
Well, the only good thing from Ricky's point of view is he's had the best seat in the house to watch this. He's one of the nicest lads
31.
you'll ever wish to meet, Ricky Walden, but he's
32.
right into a genius here this afternoon.
Phone the police, he's lost position.
Well, Ricky Walden comes forward and shakes the hand and says to Ronnie, well played. Unbelievable from the rocket. He's had breaks of 79, 88, 72, 134, 77, 56 and 39. That is one of the best sessions of snooker you could ever wish to watch. 6-0 to the Rocket.